and welcome to the JP Media Solutions programme. Firstly, thanks so much for being with us today. We know how busy you all are. We're really confident the next 45 minutes will be worth it as an investment in the future of your business. As you know from me, I'm Luke Haynes, the JP's Commercial Director. I've worked in the media industry for over 25 years, both in the UK and in Jersey. I'm part of the JP Media team, which is dedicated to helping your business succeed through the JP Media Solutions programme. As you heard, we're into the third year of the programme, and we've seen it grow and grow, both in terms of the number of businesses using it and the success that it brings, with the renewal rate of 9 in 10 businesses. We know that it works and that the results speak for themselves. Above all, the Media Solutions programme is really simple. There are no catches, no caveats, just great value advertising throughout the year, which is tailored to your business. We already work with more than 1,500 organisations every year, from local SMEs to global brands. And we offer a full range of marketing services: design, planning, websites, logos, print and photography. We can effectively become your marketing department, guiding you on all aspects of your advertising. So you're in really good hands. The JP has recently been recognised as Newspaper of the Year for Great Britain at the Press Awards, which is our industry's Oscars. The judges noted the incredible connection the JP has to readers and its importance to island life. This is all great news for advertisers because advertising needs this connection with readers to generate a great response. Here's a quick 60-second snapshot that summarises what we do. There's a lot to look forward to. There's a feeling that 2022 could be defined by a new sense of well-being, a new sense of purpose, and hopefully by happiness. This positive outlook should mean a more vibrant Jersey with people perhaps more inclined than ever before to seize the day and support the island. And we're here to help you make the most of that. The JP helps connect people to what they need or what they want, and over the past 18 months has cemented its position as the most important media in Jersey. More than ever, people want news and views they can trust. The JP reaches 2/3 of all islanders every week, and in terms of numbers, more people than ever before across print, digital and social. That's the biggest audience in the island, and one we can help you harness to convert into response for your business. Our audience breaks down as 58,649 daily readers and website users, over 40,000 followers on Facebook, over 15,000 on Instagram, over 15,000 on Twitter, over 3,500 on LinkedIn, and over 7,500 daily email subscribers. The Media Solutions programme combines these channels to generate the best possible response for your business. And we reach a great blend of age groups too. Print is strongest between the ages of 35 and 60, the website is slightly younger, and social younger again, with a campaign across all channels achieving a great balance. So a quick recap. I've said it before, and I'm sure I'll say it again, it really matters where you advertise. The quality and the reach of the media you choose is so important. And as you'll see, the JP Media Solutions programme offers you the audience, the service and the value. And you don't need to take our word for that. On to our guest speaker today, and we're delighted to welcome Craig McNerlin once again. Craig will be sharing his experience of how you can connect with customers by combining print and digital. Craig has worked with SMEs and international brands for over 30 years. He's provided advice and cost-effective marketing solutions to thousands of businesses across Europe and North America. As a keynote speaker, he's presented for the likes of Google, Facebook, ITV, and international newspaper groups, and more recently worked across Europe to support clients on their post-COVID growth strategies. So I'm very pleased to be able to introduce Craig once again. Over to you, Craig.
Thanks, Luke, and thank you all for taking time out of your busy work schedules to be here with us today. We're coming out of one of the most challenging times that businesses have ever seen. But as we slowly come out of this global pandemic, there are two approaches that we can all take. We can roll up our sleeves, review what has happened through these unprecedented times, and create a business plan that pushes us into 2022. Or we can close our offices, lock the doors, and hope that we can find a new opportunity that will see us through the years ahead. Now, I've been very fortunate in that I've worked with both Google and Facebook in London, and with a large number of print, radio, and TV companies across Europe. Working with them and their customers, I can confidently say that those businesses that develop a cohesive marketing strategy using the best of online and offline marketing are those that are now seeing the greatest growth. We all lead hectic work lives where we spend most of our time working in our businesses and not enough time working on our business. Well, today I'm going to give you back some time to work on your business and look at how, after a turbulent 18 months, you can best connect with the customers that you know, and more importantly, the customers you haven't even met yet. We'll investigate what we have learned over the last 12 months and see how you can create a marketing strategy that will help you all grow your business through 2022. So let's get straight into it. If you all knew at the start of last year what you know now, what would you have done differently? When I ask this question, the answers that I get back probably fall into one of a number of areas, but it's obvious that there are three key learnings that we should all take from 2021. Firstly, we'll look at how you have to ensure that your business is visible across all multimedia platforms. Secondly, we'll look at the importance of having a website that converts your visitors into leads. And thirdly, because the pandemic has had a dramatic effect on how and where we now purchase our goods and services, we need to assess what our audience or our ideal inquiry now looks like. So firstly, if your business is not visible, both online and offline, the assumption by your customers is that you are now out of business. If you can't be seen, you're a casualty of the pandemic. It really is that simple. If you're going to make sure that your business is visible, then you have to have a cohesive marketing message across all media channels. This is key. It's important to appreciate that for the majority of the time, the place that we start our search for a new product or service is irrelevant. Whether it's seeing an advert in a newspaper or hearing it on the radio, whether it's an online search through a search engine or through content on a social media platform, even if it's an advert on a billboard, for the majority of the cases, your search result in you looking at the product or service on the advertiser's website. It's important to understand, though, that across all these media platforms, the imagery, the content, the tone of voice has to be consistent. We'll talk later about the importance of top-of-mind brand awareness, and this comes from ensuring that no matter where anyone sees you, they know instantly the products and service that you can provide. One exciting way recently we've seen of how to connect offline and online marketing solutions together is through the use of QR codes in printed media. A QR code can take you from a printed advert, which is a two-dimensional visual, into an interactive web page or a three-dimensional video with sound and HD, bringing your business to life. With your website now being the focal point of your online and offline marketing, you have to ensure that you make the most of every visitor who arrives on your site. Building a website that converts these visitors into long-term customers is key. So make sure you understand the 6 fundamental building blocks that will ensure that you make the most of every single visitor. Firstly, make sure your site is optimized for mobile responsiveness. 67% of consumers are more likely to buy if your site is mobile friendly. There's nothing worse than arriving on a site where you have to expand or adjust the screen just to get the information that you need. Secondly, your site's about your USPs, your unique selling points. You only have 8 seconds to grab people's attention. Make your USPs big, bold and concise and have an immediate impact on the visitor. Thirdly, design your site to convert. This may sound obvious, but create a call to action that's visible at all times and is the action that you actually want people to take. Whether it's them calling you for information, filling in a form so you can collect data, or on an e-commerce site, whether or not you just want them to make a purchase. Ensure that the CTA is visible to all of them at all times on every single page of your website. Fourthly, we're all impatient browsers and buyers, so your site speed matters. Faster loading sites, those that have pages that can load in less than 3 seconds, will help to increase your conversions by up to 30%. Use tools like Google's PageSpeed Insights or GTmetrix to check the performance of your site and see where it can be improved. Fifthly, make the conversions of a browser to a lead as simple as possible. When asking for information, only ask for the information that you need. Data collection is important for lead generation, so only ask for, say, name, address, telephone, and email contact details. And finally, content is king. It builds trust in your brand, gives you personality, and Google loves fresh, relevant, up-to-date content. Now, when we talk about content, we have to also talk about the principle called EAT. EAT stands for expertise, authority, and trust. And these 3 factors are having an ever-increasing effect on the way that your businesses are being found, both online and offline. This is because when we have a specific need to buy a product or service, we subconsciously look for a supplier that can exhibit to us that they're an expert. We want to make sure that they're knowledgeable in the product or service that we're looking to buy from them. Next, they have to be seen to have authority. In other words, they need to stand out from the competition. They need to be reliable because if we're going to get them to carry out some work for us, we want to know they're going to be on time and do what they said they were going to do. And finally, and sometimes most importantly, you must show that you can be trusted. We want a business that is honest and truthful in the information they provide and the products that they're going to provide to us on a long-term basis. Google uses EAT as a key metric in its algorithm, the formula or equation in which it orders its organic results every time we carry out an online search. Even though this algorithm changes on average 500 to 600 times a year, that's every 14 to 15 hours, ensuring that your website displays EAT, expertise, authority and trust, ensures that it's delivering a great user experience every single time. Our final point of discussion in this first half of the workshop will get us to look at the importance of understanding what your audience or your ideal inquiry looks like post-COVID, so that you can start to target the marketing to meet their needs. At a time where consumer confidence is growing, we have to appreciate that the way that people now shop is very different to how it was pre-pandemic. We have to embrace that people now spend more time digitally than ever before. There's been a 43% uplift in social media usage due to COVID, and we have naturally become more local or even hyper-local with our purchasing habits. But probably the biggest shift has come with brand loyalty. The pandemic has forced us to look for alternative businesses for delivering our products or services because of shortages, furlough to people, and businesses closing down for extended periods of time. So because of all of these changes, today's customer may be very different to the one you had 12 to 18 months ago. At some time this week, sit down and think about what today's ideal looks like just for you, for the main products or services you have. How old are they? Where do they live? What sort of family and income profile do they have? And even, what are their interests? One of the best exponents of creating this ideal customer avatar is Harley Davidson. Whenever they build a new motorbike, they also build an avatar to go with it. So for example, the Chuck bike was developed for Chuck, a 30 to 40-year-old high-flying CEO who has 2 children and a stay-at-home wife. He works hard, but also likes to play hard. So when he gets to the weekend, he wants to take his powerful Harley out on the mountain roads so that he can let loose and enjoy the freedom away from the office. On the other hand, the Susan bike was developed for Susan, who's a 35 to 45-year-old divorcee who now wants to just get out there and meet new friends. She's looking for a bike that she can take to the local Harley meets and gives her a sense of purpose with a new group of friends. You can all build these customer avatars and understand who they are and how they will help you when it comes to creating content to match their needs on a long-term basis. Now, if we're talking about audiences and targeting, then we have to talk about Facebook. They are forensic in the way that they understand the people that use their platforms, and this includes Instagram. With this in mind, there's a particular Facebook myth around organic posting that needs to be dispelled. Back in 2012, if your business had 1,000 people who followed or liked your Facebook page, then all 1,000 people would see your organic content when you posted it out on a day-to-day basis. However, today that's not the case. Facebook had realised that because of the growth of its social media reach, if we saw every single post in our newsfeed on a given day, then we'd have to wade through over 1,500 articles. Now, this isn't a great user experience. So Facebook has implemented an algorithm or a filter that prioritises the posts that it thinks we want to read more. So today, if you post out to that very same audience of 1,000 people, less than 6%, less than 60 people would actually see what you're saying about your products and services. Everybody assumes that organic unpaid social media reaches everyone, but unfortunately today it doesn't. You have to pay to get the right social media audience. So now that we have looked at what we've learned from 2021, let's look at how we can get our business to grow after a pandemic. In the second half of our webinar, we're going to look at 3 fundamental building blocks that will help you grow your business. First, we're going to look at the best way to build your brand. Next, we're going to start to understand your buyer's journey, the steps that they follow before making a purchasing decision. And we're going to finally see why making a multimedia approach is the best way to move your business forward. So let's start by looking at why it's important to build your brand. We spoke earlier about how the pandemic has changed the way that consumers now purchase products and services. A recent survey by McKinsey has shown that 75% of consumers have tried a different brand during the pandemic. And over 73% of them are now intent for looking for new brands and interact with them on a day-to-day basis. So with this in mind, having a strong brand strategy for the customers you know and those that you haven't even met yet is key over the next 12 months. Most of you will be aware there are 2 types of advertising that has to be considered when it comes to marketing your business. The first is known as brand or image advertising, with the second being referred to as call to action or retail advertising. So let's take a look at brand advertising first. Brand advertising is all about creating top of mind awareness or brand recall. It's reaching out to a potential customer base to offer solutions they need, and in many cases using emotional connections as well. This is why understanding your ideal inquiry is so important. By knowing what they look like, you can create a brand strategy that connects with them at all levels. The starting point for creating a brand for your business is to follow some very simple steps, using marketing messages that we sometimes forget to tell our potential customers on a day-to-day basis. All you need to do to begin is simply select a segment of the market you can afford to own and begin to reinforce some basic things about your business that you may have forgotten or taken for granted. We're talking about 3 very basic things: who you are, where you are, and most importantly, why people should be doing business with you. We need to recognize that if there is a secret to successful advertising, this is it: repetition. Who you are, where you are, and why people should be doing business with you. Repetition educates people. As children, how did we learn things like the alphabet, spellings, or our times table? We did them by repeating it over and over again until it becomes stuck in our head, until we built top-of-mind brand recall. Repeating these basic things will create the same effect for you. By telling people who you are, where you are, and why they should do business with you will build top-of-mind brand recall, so that when they do go and search for your product or service, they'll be able to think of you first. Now, the second thing I'd like to work on with you today is call to action or retail advertising. This is obviously when a business makes a much more specific offer over a limited time period that must get a result right now. Of course, these could be fairly obvious things: a specific offer to a new target audience, a product launch, a new development opening, or an office opening. A call to action is a process that requires extra impetus and immediate result. One of the greatest exponents to bring these 2 forms of advertising together is McDonald's. McDonald's do awareness advertising, and they do this stuff really well. I'm sure you've all seen those McDonald's image or brand commercials. You know, the ones where they just keep telling you, "I'm loving it." But I want you to notice something about the content of those commercials. At the start of the week, Monday to Thursday, McDonald's just shows you scenes of smiling, happy families. There's no price point, no product sell, it's just simply nice stuff. And then on Thursday, all of a sudden, boom, you'll see the weekend offers. For a limited time, you can get yourself a Happy Meal or the limited offer burger. That's the call to action advertising, and it's designed to get you out of your chair, into your car, and down to McDonald's. Probably the best way to show you how to bring this all together and create the right long-term marketing campaign for your business is to show you the wrong way to do it first. Unfortunately though, this is how over 80% of today's companies try and build their own marketing strategy. So for the purpose of this exercise, let's suppose for a moment we've just got into business together. Let's assume that times have been a little tough over the last 12 months. We've come out of, say, a pandemic, and our business has been a little bit slow. We need to get some activity happening. We need to get those telephones ringing, appointments booked, and we need to get our team out there talking to customers. Or we maybe need to drive relevant traffic to our website that they can push our products and services through an e-commerce route. So we decide to do some marketing to see if we can get things happening. What I'm about to show you applies to Google Ads, SEO, social media marketing, newspapers, or even the back of a bus. In fact, the medium I choose in this instance really isn't the issue. It's the way that I approach my marketing that's the problem. So let's do some marketing together. We'll keep this down to 3 very simple steps. Firstly, we choose a media that we're going to work with. Something that we think will hit our target audience, something we can afford. We decide to go offline, but remember this isn't the issue. Secondly, we decide on the content of our ad. What is it? What do we need to say to our potential audience to grab their attention, to get them to come and use us or buy our products or services? And thirdly, we need to agree an advertising budget. Basically, the figure on how much we can afford to spend on this campaign. Once we've achieved these 3 things, our advertising initiative tends a little bit like this. We turn the advertising on, and naturally, of course, awareness levels begin to rise. the rise and rise, and just at the vital component, the repetition begins to break through. Just as people begin to remember who we are, where we are, and most importantly, why they should be doing business with us, we have a tendency to turn the advertising off because guess what? The budget's run out. And that short-term campaign and the adverts that we ran end. Naturally, at this point, my level of awareness begins to fall. And if I leave it off for long enough, my awareness begins to fall back to zero. And whatever it is my competitors are doing with respect to their advertising at the time that it drops to zero, they'll begin to take top of mind recall over me. After a few months later, things have slowed down again. So we decide we need to do something different. We need to kick off with some more advertising. Last time we went offline, so now we've decided that maybe we should advertise online. But remember, the medium isn't the problem, it's the process we're following. We decide to follow the very same principles as we did before. We get our message and our money together, we hand them over to the digital team this time, and just as we did before, begin to all that hard work again. Our awareness levels begin to rise, and just as before, our ads begin to make sense to the people. We run out of budget, we turn our ads off, and the short-term ad campaign simply ends. Our awareness levels fall away again. But if you look at the net gain in brand awareness from the business at the start of the program to the end of the program, over this period of time, the net gain is zero. This is sporadic advertising. It's a start-stop method of advertising our business's most invaluable asset, a business brand. What I know about this process is that it is cost ineffective. Sometimes you may get business, sometimes more, sometimes less, sometimes sadly, nothing happens at all. It's a bad investment. But there is a better method. It's a method that's growing businesses today. Those with great top of mind brand awareness use this process. And let's face, some of the biggest brands out there are also some of the most powerful marketeers. You'll be glad to hear that this process is available to you as well. It's easy to construct and certainly don't need the same levels of funding that the McDonald's, the Apples or Coca-Colas of this world have. Once you've determined the appropriate brand or awareness message for your business, telling people who you are, where you are, and why they should be doing business with you, and then you've chosen a medium or you select a segment of the market you can afford to own, you turn your message on, and then simply you leave it on. You leave it on, and then after 13 to 14 weeks of having told people who you are, where you are, and why they should do business with you, you'll build a brand awareness platform that defines your business. From here, you can grow your share of mind, and therefore your share of market, so that when people do go in search of your product or service, they'll be able to recall you first. Now, if you're in a competitive marketplace and from time to time you need to launch a new product or promote something aligned with a particular target audience, you'll need to engage in the second half of the advertising equation, the call to action component. When you fire off your call to action ads, because you're coming from an awareness level right up here as opposed to down here at ground zero, these call to action ads are working much harder for you, much faster and far more effectively than ever before. Because you've taken the time to separate these two communication routes, you've built an awareness platform first, who you are, where you are, and why people should do business with you. Now they have to do business with you because of the call to action. From a McDonald's standpoint, Monday to Thursday, happy smiling faces, no price point, no product sell, just building a brand awareness platform. And then Thursday, boom, over the weekend for a limited time only, that happy meal for you and your family. It really is that simple. If you take nothing else away from today's workshop, please remember this very simple but very powerful formula. You build a brand awareness platform first before you drive and fire off your call to action initiatives. Get inside people's heads. Get them thinking about you. So let's now look at our second building block. It's all about understanding the journey that your potential customers will go through when it comes to making a purchasing decision. Today's customer is more informed than ever before, thanks to the vast amount of information available at their fingertips. By understanding the stages of this journey, we can map a marketing strategy that will influence them at every single stage of the process. The buyer's journey has 3 distinct stages. The awareness stage, where we have maximum influence on the final purchasing decision. The consideration stage, where we have to ensure that we are there in the consumer's eye line, no matter what the media platform, right through to the decision stage, where the fight for the final purchase is at its most competitive. If you're not present throughout this journey, there's a high probability that you'll lose out on the final purchase, or pay way over the odds in order to overcome the top-of-mind brand awareness that has been created by those businesses that have marketed themselves right the way through the journey. One of the best ways to show how this works is to consider the process that we go through when we're purchasing a holiday. We start to think about next year's holiday the day after we return from the current one. The holiday advertising will start in early September, trying to tempt and influence us into next year's decision. Come Christmas, when we've had some time on those cold, dark nights to do research on the destinations that may have been placed in front of us, or been following us even online, we start to narrow down our choices. Based on those businesses that have been providing us with great content and great information about how fantastic their destinations are. Then when it comes to making our final decision, that ultimate family cruise around the Mediterranean is decided upon. And it's not based on price alone, it's based on the reviews we've seen, the great destination images and content, and all the information we've read about them. And it's great value for money. But each stage of the buyer's journey needs a specific marketing roadmap creating, using both online and offline media points that best reach our target market, our ideal inquiry. If we can do this in a strategic way, and even better, if we can do it with a media partner who can bring multiple media components together for us, then this whole process becomes even simpler to implement. A third and final building block looks at the importance of having a multimedia approach. Attacking all segments of the marketplace with this cohesive strategy will deliver you the best results from your marketing budget. When we look at national brands, they still use traditional advertising such as print media because it delivers to them a return on investment. The likes of the large companies we've spoken about earlier aren't a charity. They don't give the JEP their hard-earned money because they like Luke and Gavin. They're handed over because it delivers a return, and a healthy one. Recent surveys by YouGov has shown that local press is 3 times more trusted than social media platforms when it comes to reading local news. Nearly 3/4 of the people trust the information they read by their local journalists more than they do by a social media blogger. In a world of fake news, do you want your advert next to what could be a fake news story? A story that people may not trust. But maybe you're also thinking, that's all great, Craig, but I don't need to advertise because I'm on social media, or I use Google AdWords or Google platform and that's enough. Research tells us that the influence of these newer channels will be significantly increased by using more traditional forms of advertising with them. Studies have shown that nearly 40% of online searches make a purchase after being influenced by an offline channel. And multi-channel campaigns have been shown to generate 300% more sales than single-channel marketing. So to summarise, your business has to be visible, and to have a converting website at the very centre of it is the key to a strong multimedia marketing strategy. Consistent advertising drives top-of-mind awareness. Understanding your buyer's journey and being part of it from consideration to decision will deliver you the best return on investment. Traditional media is still very effective. And finally, having the right media partner gives you the support and a trusted place to share your marketing message. Thank you all for your time and attention today. And before I hand you over to Gavin to go through this year's JEP Media Solutions opportunities, I'd like to wish you all a very successful growth period in 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Craig. So what is the JEP Media Solutions programme and how can it work for you and your business? The JEP Media Solutions is a 12-month advertising programme that can make you a household name right across Jersey by strengthening your brand, adding credibility and trust, whilst building that top-of-mind awareness Craig mentioned earlier. We are now in our third year of running the programme. Each year we gain market research and use your feedback to make long-term advertising accessible to every local business here in the room today, at an investment level you can afford by giving a media mix which is right for your marketing plan. I'm now going to show you our premium 12-month package that starts from just £109 per week. For our premium membership, you will receive a 10x4 postcard size full colour display advert every week in the paper. This is doubled in size 4 times a year to a quarter page. You will also receive 2 submitted content editorials per year, 1 24-hour page takeover per month on the jerseyeveningpost.com, 15,000 page impressions per month, a daily display classified listing, and 12 copy changes per year. Your weekly investment for the standard membership is just £109 per week, which is a 55% discount on our average order value and not based on our rate card. We are offering other memberships to suit all budgets based on the feedback we have gained, which you can see on screen here. We do recognise that these memberships sometimes don't suit every business, so we are also very happy to work with you to help build a membership if you feel that the packages aren't quite right for you and your business. Please ask your sales representative for more details. I would now like to show you a short video with some examples of businesses we have worked with over the last couple of years that have used the programme, giving you an idea of how adverts could look within the paper and online. Each membership level comes with our rate protection promise, guaranteeing you the same weekly investment across the duration of your membership to help you budget more effectively. Your advertising and business activities need to work hand in hand to deliver on the promises you're making to the market. And as a JEP Media Solutions member, you'll receive monthly support and help through a monthly plan meeting with your media consultant. We want you to be members for the long term and get the best possible return on your investment. In order to achieve this, we need to understand your business goals and track the performance of your membership. We also guarantee that the JEP Media Solutions membership is the best advertising value in our publications and across the island, and once again, we'll protect your rate for the duration of your membership. So how can we offer such great value? Well, many businesses, like airlines and hotels, offer big discounts to get forward sales. We've just applied the same principle to our business. These special rates are quantity controlled. Once they're sold, other customers will pay our standard rates. As a thank you for attending the presentation today, we are offering even bigger discounts just for you. Please speak to your sales representative straight after the presentations to find out your offers. I'm also very pleased and excited to add that from January 2022, all businesses that commit to a 12-month package with the JEP will be part of a partner reward scheme, which will give you extra incentives throughout the year. On screen now are the incentive levels and what you can gain from being a partner. To finish, I would like to play you a short video featuring some of our customers that have been on the programme this year, speaking about their experience and what the JEP means to them.
We chose the JEP Media Solutions programme because it accesses a lot of people across the island, and it's something that really allows us to promote the ethos, the brand that makes De La Salle special.
We decided to use the JEP Media Solutions programme because of the flexibility of the package. Also, the demographics of the JEP aligned with our clients' target audience.
We chose the JEP Media Solutions programme because we wanted as much outreach as possible. Our customer base is both trade and retail, and we thought that the Jersey Evening Post had the best exposure to both of those markets.
It links very, very well to our business, and we would recommend it to any other business. The Jersey Evening Post is not just a paper, it's available electronically on the website, and I think that's definitely benefited our business. Historically, we've been advertising sporadically throughout the year, but we've managed to now advertise every week, or every day and every week, and that's been very, very good for the business.
We've had a really great experience. There's been great camaraderie between our marketing team and the JEP team, who've worked very closely together over the course of the year on the advertising programme. They've been great in terms of keeping us in touch with deadlines and helping us to generate ideas for our advertising.
It's been a tough 2 years for any business, and what this has proved to us that advertising has kept us going definitely through the last 12 months, and looking forward, we'll definitely be signing up again.
We would definitely recommend the JEP Media Solution Programme to anyone who really needs a structured approach to their advertising during the year. It's worked really well for us. It's definitely helped to raise the Ravenscroft brand awareness in the island, and I'm sure that it will do so for anyone else who enters into this sort of partnership.
The JEP Media Solutions programme has been a great success for our client, and it got them huge engagement, and we'll definitely be buying a package again.
For us, the benefits of the JEP Media programme is that we are visibly seeing what makes De La Salle unique all of the time. It's constantly in the presence of the readership and of the people who see the adverts that we're putting out.
The whole programme firstly gave us flexibility. It was exceptional value for money, but generally we thought it was going to work for our type of business.
It was really good to see that when we did feature in the paper that there was a real-time increase in our sign-ups, which was brilliant for us.
To anyone who might be considering using the JEP Media programme, we feel that it's something that is cost effective, but also something that really allows you to communicate the message that you want the public to hear.
Finally, thank you for joining us today. My colleagues and I will be available to answer any questions and discuss you becoming a JEP Media Solutions partner. Thank you.
Make it look natural.
Sorry.
It's okay.
No.
Over. There you go.
And the results speak for themselves. You do that, yeah.
To make long-term... Oh my God, do it again.
Time to work on how you...
Crikey, it's gone too fast.
Okay, no, it does make sense. It's just the way I've read it.
For being with us today. Hang on, I better do it all in one, haven't I? So,
We are offering other membership. We are offering oh my god. Let me just get a drink. Am I in the right place?
That way,
we already work with over one. We already work with over one. Oh, back we go. I can't say over.
So we'll also.
Firstly, we'll look at how you have to ensure. Firstly, we'll look at
Giving you an idea of how the adverts could look within the paper and online.
Start that again then, because I didn't say how.
Whilst building that top of mind awareness.
Do you want to do it again?
No?
Yeah.
As a keynote. As a
So we are also here. Oh, sorry.
for the majority of the case. For the majority.
Can you move over to the right?
Oh, right.
No,
Oh.
my right, sorry.
What's on the right?